form with our understanding and our own wisdom. Like, we think we're animals, okay? And we've come to the conclusion that the purpose of our life is what? Right? And therefore not ever, ever, ever complete this story. Never get to the end of the story. Okay, you want to know who does not want us to get to the end of the story? The evil people. Why? Because when we get to the end of the story, evil is destroyed. Okay, so we can't listen to any of their information. We have to learn our own information and do it. Okay, because there's things that we always continuously all the time have to do. And most of that is so we will remain conscious, because they have ways also to get us to drop our level of consciousness to chai medaber, like an animal who can talk. Okay, and we even believe it ourselves. Well, we were monkeys, and then tons of different random mutations had to have happened so that now we are speakers. Okay, and some of us, without any information, start going out and looking for information on the soul. We're compelled to find the purpose of our lives. That's an innate thing that God created the speaker with, the meda ber chai, something different than the animal. And what we learn from the bat, to finally get to the point, is that God offers us divine comfort in this process of finally trying to accomplish the purpose of creation, which is to get to perfected human beings that are called by his name to glorify Hashem. Basically, that Israel will lead this whole symphony of song in one harmonious, peaceful, elevated awareness of God song to thank Hashem. So, God proclaims that all of creation is for his glory. So the other thing that I said was that the defenders of the tradition have ensured throughout time, our long timeline, okay, that it's taking to get to the end of the story, which is perfection of creation. People want to change the information, okay? Because if you don't exactly have the right information, then you're spending all your time doing things that aren't helping you get to perfection, like changing the information and our practices, the Judaism practices, okay? That we're to the point where we consciously think that being Jewish, not keeping Shabbat, is still being this holy concept, this holy nation of Israel, God's nation, where there's no spiritual connection to God, to the point where even a lot of Jews don't even believe in God, okay? So then you have to go through that cognitive dissonance to now understand that up until now, you didn't believe there was a God, but that's just because you didn't learn, okay? So we can start learning at any time, and we should, because that's the point. That's the why we're even here. That's the why we're a Jew. That's the why God created this reality and the do. So again, for the Ramchal, who was one of the defenders of the tradition, okay, and he gave us the way of God. Derech Hashem, it's just a book where he explains to us what we need to do. What's the work of a Jew, okay? The learning in the Torah and the doing, okay? And he breaks everything down. There's things we have to do all the time. There are things that we have to do daily. There's things that we have to do on special occasions, or occasions, okay? Occasions, meaning the times in our reality that God determined for this nation to come together on a spiritual plane of reality, okay? To strengthen this connection, to get some help to achieve this level. Because as King Solomon tells us, this level is not only mental, cognitive, it is also spiritual, and for that we need to be pure. And then again, the Ramchal comes and tells us how to get ourselves pure by the pathway of the righteous. Okay, so it's being a righteous person means following the laws of the Torah. Okay, so even if we didn't really understand everything perfectly, but we did everything as best as we could, we would still be righteous people. And like the Ramchal says in his other pivotal book called Le Yesharim Tehillah, like the to the righteous is praise, or the right praiseworthy is the righteous, praiseworthy is righteous. Okay, and which I learned from a class online in Hebrew from Rabbi Yinon Kalazan. Rabbi Kalazan, which I highly recommend people who are having some sort of cognitive dissonance or just want to learn more Torah. Okay, that's one of the amazing things and a comfort for us in our time, the end times, which is very scary if we're looking at reality around us and trying to understand. The comfort is the understanding. So we will be comforted and understand more what's happening, but we'll also have a spiritual growth accompanying that, which is the second part of the comfort, nachamu, nachamu, which Rashi tells us is the dual comfort. It's a depth of comfort that we can rely on. God is here for us. Make no mistake, God is here for us. We just need to understand what's happening, okay?